What if I told you that the solutions to nearly every challenge a man faces lie in lessons from over 2 millennia ago? Today, we're not just exploring philosophy, we're unlocking life-changing insights. In today's journey, we're unveiling timeless Stoic teachings, timeless truths that many men often realize far too late. I encourage you to stay with us until the end, as each lesson we're about to share carries equal significance. And the final one, it might just be the most surprising and transformative of them all. It's something many of us are guilty of overlooking, a lesson that could change the way you view everything. So, if you're seeking answers, personal growth, or even a new perspective on life, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Lesson 1. The power of perspective. Stoicism teaches us that it's not the events themselves that disrupt our inner peace, but rather the way we interpret those events. Picture two individuals caught in a sudden traffic. One reacts with frustration, while the other enjoys the sunset, a beautiful view. Same circumstance, differing viewpoints. Stoic philosophers such as Epictetus emphasize our capacity to select our perspective. It's not the events themselves that define us, but our responses to them. Epictetus aptly remarked, "This wisdom is timeless." In our contemporary world, filled with unforeseen challenges and swift changes, the ability to shift our perspective is not merely advantageous, it's essential for preserving mental tranquility. So, how can we harness this power in our everyday lives? It commences with a deliberate pause. When confronted with adversity, take a moment to step back and inquire, is there an alternative way to perceive this situation? Much like a photographer seeks the optimal angle for a photograph, we too can search for a more empowering viewpoint. For example, instead of viewing a job loss as a failure, we can see it as an opportunity to pursue a passion or acquire new skills. This shift in perspective has the potential to convert obstacles into stepping stones. Lesson 2. Acceptance of what you cannot control. Let's transport ourselves momentarily to the lively streets of ancient Rome, where Stoicism thrived. Philosophers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, in that era, recognized the futility of obsessing over life's uncontrollable circumstances. They imparted the wisdom that, although we can't command the weather, halt the passage of time, or dictate the actions of others, we retain mastery over our reactions, our thoughts, and our choices. Fast forward to the present day, and this timeless lesson retains its relevance in our hyper-connected world, inundated with information and countless expectations. Discerning what falls within our sphere of influence and what lies beyond it is not just a matter of wisdom, it's a vital survival skill. So how can we implement this age-old wisdom in our lives? It begins with a straightforward shift in perspective. When confronted with a challenging situation, inquire within, is this something I can influence? If it falls outside your control, visualize placing it in a balloon and allowing it to drift away into the sky. This mental exercise isn't about surrendering, it's about allocating your energy wisely. It's the choice to nurture the plants in your own garden rather than attempting to halt the rain. I recall a time when I found myself trapped in a traffic jam, filled with anxiety and frustration due to an impending important meeting. It struck me then that I had no control over the traffic, no matter how much I wished otherwise. However, I did have control over my response. Consequently, I took a deep breath, tuned into some calming music, and utilized that time to mentally prepare for the meeting. The outcome? I arrived at my destination composed and centered, transforming what could have been a stressful ordeal into a moment of tranquility. Lesson 3. Living in the present. The here and now are where life happens, where joy is felt, and where peace is found. It's a lesson many learn only when they look back and realize how much of life they've missed by not being truly present. Ancient Stoics like Marcus Aurelius understood the fleeting nature of time. They knew that dwelling on the past or obsessing over the future was like trying to grasp water. It's futile and leaves you empty-handed. Aurelius wrote, Do not waste the remaining part of your life in thoughts about others. Be content with the present. His words resonate more than ever in today's fast-paced world, where our minds are often elsewhere. How do we practice this in our daily lives? It starts with mindfulness, the practice of being fully engaged with whatever we're doing at the moment, free from distraction or judgment. It could be as simple as savoring your morning coffee, fully immersing yourself in a conversation, or just feeling the sun on your skin. Look around as you walk the dog, to the beautiful trees, clear sky, or people passing by. By being present, we give ourselves the gift of experiencing life as it unfolds in its full richness and beauty. Lesson 4. Self-discipline and integrity. In a world full of temptations and shortcuts, Stoicism encourages us to set a higher standard for ourselves, to become masters of our own actions and choices. This mastery isn't about limiting ourselves. It's about finding true freedom. It's about practicing self-control and making sure our actions reflect our deepest values. The Stoic philosophers understood the challenges of life well. They believed that lasting happiness didn't come from external achievements or possessions, but from developing inner virtues. One of these virtues is that true freedom and peace come not from satisfying all our desires, but from learning to control them. In today's world, where distractions are just a click away and moral dilemmas are common, the importance of self-discipline and honesty is even more significant. So, how can we incorporate these virtues into our daily lives? It starts with small, consistent actions. It means choosing to wake up early for a morning run, even when your warm bed is calling you. It means opting for a healthy meal over an enticing but unhealthy one. It means making decisions that align with your values, even when they are not the easiest or most popular choices. These moments of discipline and honesty add up over time, building a life characterized by strength, integrity, and fulfillment. Embracing self-discipline and integrity. Lesson 5. Embracing change. While many views change with resistance, Stoicism invites us to see it through a lens of growth and opportunity. This philosophy teaches us that change is not just inevitable, but it is also the fertile ground from which new opportunities lead. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, were no strangers to the relentless tide of change. They observed how seasons change without fail, and how empires rise and fall, understanding that change is the universe's way of manifesting its dynamism. Aurelius reflected on how life is opinion-shaped largely by our perceptions and reactions to change. Stoicism doesn't just ask us to accept change, it urges us to welcome it as an old friend, knowing well that it brings with it the seeds of new growth. In practical terms, embracing change means viewing each shift in our lives, be it minor or monumental, as an opportunity for self-discovery and development. It's about finding the silver lining in unexpected situations. Lost your job? It's an opportunity to pursue a career you're truly passionate about. Ended a relationship? It's a chance to rediscover your individual strengths and desires. By embracing change, we align ourselves with life's natural rhythm, making us resilient and adaptable. Lesson 6. Managing emotions. Contrary to what many people think, Stoicism isn't about telling you to hide your emotions. Instead, it teaches us how to handle and make sense of our emotions in a smart way. This is an important lesson that many people only truly grasp later in life. Mastering our emotions doesn't mean we should ignore them or pretend they don't exist. It's about recognizing them, understanding why we feel the way we do, and finding healthy ways to deal with them. The Stoic philosophers, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, were really good at understanding human nature. They knew that emotions are a natural part of being human, but they also understood the trouble uncontrolled emotions could create. Their advice was not to let emotions toss us around like a stormy sea, but to stand strong and have a clear understanding of our feelings and how they affect us. In today's often stressful world, this Stoic approach to emotions isn't just a good idea, it's crucial. It teaches us to handle life's ups and downs with balance and a clear mind. So, how can we apply this in our daily lives? It starts with self-awareness. Recognize your emotions and try to understand why you're feeling them. This awareness is the first step to managing your emotions. Instead of reacting right away, take a moment to pause and think about how you want to respond in a way that fits with your values and goals. Techniques like taking deep breaths, writing in a journal, or having open conversations with others can be really helpful for understanding and dealing with your emotions. Lesson 7. The importance of personal responsibility. Stoicism teaches us that even though we can't control everything that happens in our lives, we are unquestionably in charge of our own actions and the outcomes they bring. This lesson, often learned later in life, highlights a fundamental truth that many wish they had understood sooner: that taking ownership of our decisions is the foundation of living an authentic and accountable life. Epictetus, who was once a slave and later became a respected philosopher, taught us that our most significant power lies in our ability to choose our attitude and actions, regardless of the external circumstances we face. Similarly, Marcus Aurelius reinforced this idea by stressing that our character is essentially the sum of the choices we make. Accepting personal responsibility means recognizing our role in both our achievements and setbacks. It involves confronting the consequences of our actions with bravery and learning from them, whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal aspirations. Taking responsibility empowers us to make changes and evolve. It's the understanding that the key to our future lies within our own hands. Lesson 8. Value of wisdom and knowledge. Marcus saw wisdom as the highest virtue, a beacon that guides us through life's tumultuous seas. Aurelius, in his meditations, constantly sought to understand the world and his place in it, using knowledge as a tool for personal betterment and societal contribution. In our current era, where information is abundant, yet true wisdom is scarce, the Stoic emphasis on discerning knowledge and reflective learning is more pertinent than ever. Incorporating this lesson into our lives means fostering a mindset of curiosity. It's about embracing the joy of discovering new ideas, reflecting on our experiences, and seeking deeper understanding. Whether it's through books, nature, art, or conversations, every moment holds the potential for learning. Wisdom is not just about intellectual pursuits. It's about applying what we learn to become better human beings. Lesson 9. The strength in forgiveness. Stoicism teaches us that holding on to grudges and resentment is like carrying a heavy burden that weighs us down. It obstructs our path to peace and happiness. Many people realize this truth too late in life. Forgiveness isn't a sign of weakness, but rather a powerful display of strength and a way to find inner serenity. The Stoics understood how anger and resentment can eat away at our soul. Philosophers like Epictetus stressed the importance of letting go of bitterness, not for the benefit of others, but for our own well-being. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." In today's world, where grudges can persist for a long time, and forgiveness is sometimes seen as surrendering, the Stoic wisdom of forgiveness shines as a guide to enlightened self-interest and emotional maturity. Embracing forgiveness in our daily lives means acknowledging that every person, including ourselves, is capable of making mistakes. It's about recognizing that forgiveness liberates us from the chains of bitterness and enables us to move forward. Whether it's forgiving a friend who has wronged us, a colleague who has made an error, or even ourselves for our own faults, every act of forgiveness strengthens our character and deepens our capacity for compassion and empathy. Stoicism offers timeless wisdom for life's challenges. What other Stoic principles do you value? Share your thoughts below. If you found this insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more. Keep growing and stay stoic.